today. I'm Mike Fisher. I'm the Deputy Chair of the Petone Community Board, and you obviously have our submission in front of you. Our board represents and advocates for its community, particularly Petone and Korokoro residents in this case, who would be affected if the bill is passed. For those that might not be familiar, Petone is directly over the harbour from Parliament. It's the gateway to Hutt City, and it's the site of the first organised European settlement in New Zealand in 1840, which we celebrate on Wellington Anniversary Day. It's also the closest unfluoridated natural artesian water supply to Parliament. Our submission avoids the health-based fluoride versus anti-fluoride debate, which I'm sure you've heard plenty of, and is focused on the historic aspect of our water supply. It's always been fresh, unfluoridated, and an aspect of pride to Petone residents. Over the years, our board has faced many challenges and threats to other iconic and dearly held Petone features: Petone Recreation Ground, Mackenzie Baths, the heritage precinct of Jackson Street, and latterly, because of the earthquake, our Petone Wharf. These are all issues that the local community has rallied behind and made a stand on. We're fiercely parochial in Petone, well used to debating and sticking up for local issues and causes. The fluoridation of our water supply is another one. We fought in the 1990s to stay fluoride-free, and we do so again now. The Hutt City Council, following the 1990 threat of fluoridation, respected the desires of locals on this issue, but would a DHB. We believe that the firm majority of our residents do not want their water supply to be fluoridated. I would invite the committee to visit, if you haven't already, the Te Puna Waiora water feature in Buick Street, Petone. And if you go there day or night, there are people at that water feature filling containers. It's very rare if you pass by the fountain and not see at least one or two people filling a bottle or having a drink. Passing cyclists and walkers with their bottles, families with large containers for the week's supply, and just today I noticed some workmen stopping in their truck and filling up their bottles on their way to work. They come from all over the Hutt Valley and the wider Wellington region to do this. I wonder why. I'd even have a wager that there's a few from the Honourable Peter Dunn's electorate coming down. And no, they aren't wearing tinfoil hats. People comment on how good our water tastes. The vibrant hospitality scene, which has really made a mark on Jackson Street, offers this fresh, clear water direct from the tap for the table. We can drink it at home and through our taps. We're happy to share it with hundreds of people who clearly appreciate its quality and obviously travel some distance to get it, and we want it to stay the same. We oppose the DHB having the power to impose fluoridation of this historic water supply, especially without the need for consultation. The argument that DHB is a better place to make that decision because they have access to expert advice is debatable. The same experts were and are available to advise local councils if they were to make the decision. At the end of the day, it is still elected or appointed political figures around the table that make the call. Should DHBs gain the power to decide on fluoridation, consultation and communication with communities is essential. We also support the local government New Zealand contention that the cost of implementing fluoride into the water supply, should that go ahead, should sit with the decision maker. However, in the first instance, we ask for our historic water supply to be excluded from the bill as per our submission. Thank you for that chance to talk to it.
Thank you. Go.
Okay. Thank you. Really good submission, and I don't know that we've heard from someone who's in this position of having this lovely water that hasn't been fluoridated yet. I'm interested in your view on who makes the decision, and you talked about the required consultation process. How do you think we would be able to ensure that actually has some effect on the ability to make a decision? Because it would appear that the bill as it currently stands doesn't actually give provision for consultation to be to have any effect, so the DHB could still make a decision despite, you know, results of a consultation process. How do you suggest we might handle that if we're looking at changing the legislation? Do you have a view on that?
And I would say it's the board's view. It's certainly mine anyway. Well, first of all, our submission did ask, and I didn't stress it there, but that our area be excluded from the bill. So, assuming that that didn't happen, as I say, having sat in at the Hutt City Council meetings where the issue of fluoridation has come up before, you do see the same sort of experts that you would expect to appear before a DHB. So, as I say, the consultation and the expert advice is going to be the same, irrespective of who's making that call. We just want to make sure that there is consultation. Now, the worry would be that officials within a DHB might make the decision. We're assuming that it would have to go to the elected officials to make the final call. And I guess, in answer to your question, the worst case scenario would be our only recall would be to hold them accountable every 3 years once the thing has gone through. Ideally, that wouldn't happen. I mean, the local representatives for the Hutt area, that would be 3 individuals, 7 on our DHB, would be well aware of the views of the Petone Korokoro area. It is quite well known, as I say, it's one of the iconic features of the area, but to tie it down to how they would be accountable is a little bit tricky, and that is what I think we noted that is sort of missing from the bill.
It's been raised in a small way, in a very similar, I'm not sure you were here, but it was in Hamilton's case. I think they've got 2 non-fluoridated taps. So it's not exactly the same as your situation as an artisan well, but they were saying at the moment, they understand the bill that their water's fluoridated, it's mandated 100%, and they were saying could there be exceptions that there could be of the continuation of these 2 taps. So it's the question of exceptions is certainly been coming up.
Yes, because in Petone, the supply from the Waterloo pumping station is separate for that area. So the rest of the city is fluoridated, ours isn't.
Yeah.
And then it's got the open tap, as I say, in Buick Street, which is a separate facility again.
Well, thank you. I think, look, abundantly clear. One of the good things about this particular bill is sort of quite simple and inverted commas in terms of what we're seeking to do, and so look, appreciate the clarity. For coming to this side, if you will, Wellington.
You're welcome to come the other way. Thank you.
Thank you.